Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's reading, we are looking at what are you actively transforming right now. So it may be something that you are consciously working on, or it may be something that you are actively transforming but may not be so obvious to you, of course. So anyway, we will look at what you can what it is about, and maybe if there is any advice or what you can do with it to help you with your transformation. So without further ado, let's get right into the reading. We've got three piles: pile number 1 with the drift card, pile number 2 with the risk, and pile number 3 with the meat. As always, choose intuitively, and I will see you at your group. Hi, in group number 1. So if you chose the drift card, this is going to be your reading. I took the liberty to spread out the cards for you already to save some of your precious time. So apart from the drift, we've got the consolation of isolation, the accepting, and at the other side is disbelief. Just to let you know, we've got the squirrel and the chestnut with preparation. Grasshopper spirit would take a leap of faith. Wolf spirit would turn knowledge into wisdom. And the mother archetype card with the light attributes being nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. And the shadow attributes smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. So I will start with your first card. So what I'm getting from it right away is this feeling of being like, okay, I don't know the English word for this, but anyway, like having a no control honesty over your life. So like exactly like the picture shows. So those two guys are basically drifting without any course or any goal to where they want to go. And then the white one is actually quite sad because of that, and the other one doesn't really care. So it gives me the feeling that there are people in your life, probably a close family, and I'm getting that mostly because of the mother card. I will get to it in a minute. But there are people in your life that try to tell you what to do, and they try to control your life for you, and you are feeling quite powerless because of that. And you might have been taught that you need those people to actually survive. Perhaps it was true at some point. And again, I will refer to the mother card. So it could be a mother figure. Honestly, it may not be a pleasant reading, to be honest. So bear with me here. But actually, all of my readings are rather on the heavier side. So I hope you are ready for that. So you've been accepting the fact that you are dependent on other people, that you are being told what to do, where to go, what to think, what to say, and you didn't really feel, any form of control over your life, because you might have been very, very tight to those people, or the one person. Could also be one person. For some of you, it will be specifically a mother figure. So either your biological mother or any person who would take up the role of a mother figure in your life, because I'm getting really drawn to them instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. And I don't feel that it's your behavior. it's rather it was the behavior that was instilled onto you. So someone would make you feel guilty for trying to, to think, to be on your own. And what you are transforming, right? So what I see is actually this this feeling of independence, and the approach of I have a control over my life. I am responsible for my life. No one is responsible for it for me. And you are starting to see that you don't really need, to rely on everyone else to actually be fine. And I get it, because we've got the card, the consolations of isolation, and that's the card for me. I didn't read uh, the description of this card, so I mean, I did it briefly at the beginning when I bought this deck, but I don't really use the descriptions, because those cards are actually quite talkative for my brain. So there is some kind of a relief, a nice feeling I'm getting from this card, where I feel like you are starting to see that you can be perfectly fine uh, on your own when you think things that you want to think, not what some other people told you how to think. You starting to actually flipping uh, this card over. So from the accepting that you have to rely on other people, you stopped believing it at some point. So I think some of you will be already past this point, and you are working towards regaining control over your life. Some of you are just realizing it. So it will be like two subgroups here. But anyways, for those of you who are at the beginning of your journey, I mean, kudos to you, right? So this is a very big breakthrough for you, I guess, because I feel like you might have been in this dependent relationship to other people for the majority of your life. And that's something big, right? And even though yeah, that's something big, and you are starting to realize that those people who were, situating themselves as the people that you should listen to, you're starting to realize they don't really care about you. They are mostly caring about, about themselves, and about what they can gain from having control over you. And that's honestly, that's not really nice. And I get it. I've been in a similar situation, so I absolutely understand, how you may feel, how this feeling of, hopelessness, or, powerlessness. Is that the word even? The power, you feel powerless. Uh, anyway, so you're starting to realize that you are not gaining anything from this situation. You are just being pushed, to in different directions according to what the other person actually wants or needs from you. And so yeah, so for those of you who are just starting to realize that it may be scary, it may be something that you are really heavily considering if you should stand up for yourself, and if you should even try to start taking over control over your life. And for some of you, I'm specifically feeling the part of career and your your area of interest. So it won't be for everyone, actually. That's quite a little bit more specific message. But yeah, some of you, some of you mm, are about to start, a field of study. You are about to go to the university, or you are about to apply for a job. And honestly, I feel like you don't really want to study this topic, and or you don't really want to start this job because it's not what you would actually enjoy. It's something what your family told you should do. It's like, uh, in some uh, in some families, it's we are always told that we have to be either a lawyer or a doctor to actually be successful in life. So maybe it's not about being a lawyer or a doctor for in your case, but any, because it's a general reading. But the situation you are in is something that you you don't really want to be in, and you don't really care about. That's the feeling I get. And you may be quite afraid to actually stand up for yourself, maybe because you have been downplayed, I guess. It's or you might have been even punished for telling your parents or your caretakers that, you know what, I want to be, I don't know, I want to be a minor or something like this. So for for expressing your desires and what you would actually want to do, and how you would actually want to live your life, you perhaps you have been punished in the past, or there were some consequences of your of you saying it out loud that weren't actually pleasant. So right now you may have this fear of speaking out, of expressing yourself. And spirits are telling me that it's absolutely okay to be scared. It's absolutely okay to feel doubts, or to to not to be fearful, but I'm looking for a word. It's absolutely okay to second guessing yourself, to not be like 100% sure to, because you still have this those memories of past traumas, of past guilt, of past I don't know how is it said in English. Anyway, of past consequences, right? Of you trying to be on your own. And honestly, some of you might have had narcissistic parents. Also, it won't apply for everyone, but for a couple of you, I get really this strong feeling of a narcissistic parent who needed to be taken care of. Like, you had to tend to the parent needs instead of the other way. So, and you were taught that the you are valuable. No, you are as valuable as you take care of your parent. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope you get what I mean. It's quite a difficult topic, to be honest. So yeah, and it will be only for a couple of you. So you might have had a narcissistic parent who would be very needy and would require constant attention from you, from the child, actually. So it's nothing to be it's nothing to be ashamed of, that you come from this type of family dynamics. I don't know why I said it, because it's like I guess the spirit just channeled it. So it's, yeah, maybe that's something that that stops you from moving forward. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to fear the change, because the change is always scary for everyone. It's just some of us deal with it better than others. And what I'm seeing as well is that you actually have a vast amount of knowledge. We have the wolf spirit with their knowledge into wisdom, and this is actually kind of a knowledge that can be applied. So I think that you have been like peacefully accepting the dynamics that you were in, but I think that inside of you, you were actually gaining, you were actually trying to do what you can do to get what you want. It's very hard to explain, because it's more like a feeling rather than some concrete information. I don't know if you will get what I mean, but outside uh, you've been very compliant, because that's how you had to be in order to survive. But inside, you were taking every moment and every opportunity to at least learn something about anything that you might be interested in. And also, I think you guys may be a very good observers. So the knowledge that I'm referring to is not only the knowledge of maybe some your area of interest, but also I would say the knowledge of people, because you could see the dynamics that are around you. You could observe other people, the way they behave, and that's something that you can use now to your advantage. So make a use of it, especially those of you who are just starting to realize that what's going on. Start making use of what you have observed, because I guess you have a lot of small bits of information about other people that may actually help you to get out of your situation. Yeah, and I see that you are starting to, uh, instead of going with the flow, but in a not really um, positive way, because you were mostly like pushed uh, pushed with the flow along with other other people of your family or of your environment. But you are starting to retake control slowly, and you are starting to realize that you are responsible for things that happen to you. Not exactly uh, it's not exactly your fault, of course, because you don't have uh, to choose your family once you are in. uh, so it's not your fault, but it's still your responsibility to deal with it. So you are starting to realizing that you actually have, once you take the responsibility and bring it back to yourself, um, you can start changing things. And we have the squirrel and the chestnut. I didn't um, get to this card yet, but this is a card of preparation. So you are like the squirrel, right? So the winter will come, and the squirrel knows that it will come, and it cannot do anything about it, but at least it can make some okay, I'm sorry, my brain froze. So the squirrel can stock up on the resources to help her it whatever survive the winter, right? So it's squirrel's responsibility to make sure it survives the winter, right? So you are starting to to gain the same type of approach. And that's, on some of you, that's very heavy. I feel like it's, you are trying to get some grasp around the whole situation, and it's not the easiest one, honestly. But what I see here is that it's first of all, it's absolutely necessary for you. Otherwise, not uh, you will not be free of the situation unless you do something about it. And you already know that, at least most of you already know that. Some of you will maybe still, figuring this out. So I guess this reading will help you, see things a little bit more clearly. But spirits are saying, don't be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. It's perfectly fine. But you need to literally take a leap of faith. You need to stand up for yourself, and you need to figure out your way out of this whole situation. And you need to regain control over your life, and you need to take responsibility. It is doable. They are telling that you will be perfectly okay. Maybe there will be some loss in relationships, of course, because people who were used to the fact that you are so mild and compliant, and they can push you in whatever direction they want to, and that you will take care of them. They may be perhaps, I'm quite certain it's not spirit talking. It's myself. So I'm quite sure they will be pretty pissed off. But it's needed to be done. The boundaries need to be set in order for you to have a good and fulfilling life. So anyway, I will end your reading here. I will not today. I'm not doing any tarot cards at all. So I hope it was helpful. If it was, please leave me a comment, subscribe if you like this type of content. I know it's not the nicest one. So anyway, thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope I will see you at the next reading. Bye. Hi, group number 2. If you chose the risk card, this is gonna be your reading. So the other cards we've got today are number 37, honor your holy days, number 22 with cautious, and on the other side is impulsive. Okay, we've got the Cayman and Poppy with dreams, the companion with light attributes being loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. I will show you the card. I don't know if you can see it. And the shadow attributes are betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. And the flamingo spirit would embrace the in-between. So, what are you transforming right now? So, first of all, I guess it's quite obvious. You are learning to take some risks, as the card suggests, but I get some idea about the old ways not really working anymore. So you are trying something new, and some of you, this will be a specific message for some of you. Are business owners, entrepreneurs. You may own a business. You may be starting a business right now. Some of you might have started some businesses already in your past, and they weren't really successful, to say the least, right? So you might have failed a couple of times. And what I'm seeing right now is like you are learning on your mistakes. And that's the big transformation that is going on right now. So Mm. And another quite specific message is that some of you are learning to take calculated risks, because we've got the risk and the cautious card. And to be honest, with those cards, I really like them because they show like two opposite sides of emotions or approach sometimes. And it doesn't mean that one of them is good and other is bad. It's just, they are positive or negative depending on the situation. So sometimes being too cautious, of course, may not be the ideal mm, and the ideal approach, as well as being impulsive, right? But right now here I see that you are taking cautious risk. It really speaks to me honestly. So maybe in the past you have been quite impulsive with your business decisions, or maybe your career decisions. It doesn't have to be the business, as I said. Only some of you will be business owners, but there's been some situations in your past that you wanted to work out for you, and they didn't because you made some mistakes. And I'm really getting a strong vibes, around the work, the career, the business. It's because we have the dream card, the Cayman and Poppy, and also the companion card. So I'm getting the impression that some of mistakes that you made in the past might have been because of other people. So you took an advice of a friend who was not really your friend, maybe, or you know perhaps the person wanted to help you, but they didn't know better as well. So that the advice wasn't really helpful for you, and it turned out not not so mm, mm, not so good, not as well as you would like it to turn out. So you are I get the feeling that you are starting fresh, like you're starting once again. You are trying to get to your dreams once again, but this time you are trying a different approach. Perhaps, um, well, first of all, you are starting to listen more to yourself. So instead of, taking advice after advice, asking people what you should do, what they think you should do, you are starting to look more inside yourself and trying to evaluate your values, what you really want, what your really dreams are, right? And based on that, you are starting to regain your identity. Identity, yes. So you are starting to regain your identity, and you're starting to regain, the vision that you actually lacked before. Because before, your vision was mostly like an amalgamate of what other people thought you you should do, or what would be best for you. And honestly, no one knows what's best for you except you yourself. Even though some people, they always want to help, and they may genuinely want to help, sometimes their advices may not be really the best. One other thing that I see here is, actually feel, not see, but it's a little bit of a frustration from you. So the thing is, you are at the point where you know that the old ways do not work anymore, and it's not the way to go. You shouldn't do anything you know like the old you, but still you still have to figure out the new way of doing things, of approaching your life. So there is this in between state, and that's why the flamingo spirit is here, that says embrace the in between. So it's like this like suspended state of you where you are no longer your old self, but you are not your new self yet, if you know what I mean. So you still have some things to figure out. It is a little bit frustrating because you will need to do it, with the trial and error, to be honest. So also perhaps that's why you are you are cautious. Okay, so that's why you are being more cautious this time. Um, Also, perhaps because you really want to work out this time. You may be a little bit tired of whatever you failed in the past, and this time you are really really focused on making it work. But there is one advice for you. So for those of you who are business owners, who started their business, who have the business, and you want to move further, do not overwork yourself. There is the determination that I feel from you, that you really wanted this time, and we've got 3333 on the clock. So you really wanted this time to work, and you want to get it. You want to finally get everything that you didn't get before, and you are determined to have it. But spirits are saying do not overdo it. So try to get try to work on the balance in whatever you say. So if it's about the business, remember to get some rest, to get to nurture yourself. If it's about family, because it could have been also about family, about relationships. I didn't say it, to be honest, because I really feel like entrepreneurial vibe from you. But the situation is maybe also applied to the relationship. So your past relationships didn't work out because one reason or another. People would try to tell you how to be with someone, while all you needed is to actually talk to that person and maybe work something, some issues out, or something like this. So it also can be family relationships, any area of your of your life. Don't get so caught up on the business one. So as well, if it's a relationship, as I said, try to find a balance, and try to also have some time for yourself, or try to be more assertive with your partner. So there is this thing about honoring yourself and really taking care of yourself first and foremost, and then making it all work in accordance with yourself, not working yourself out. No, it's not the best word. Not overworking yourself, not over giving, not over anything, right? So yeah, I think it will be a great journey, to be honest, because you already know, you already have the knowledge package. You already know, I feel like you already know what was wrong, what didn't work, the last time or last couple of times. And you may be a little impatient to try it out, the new way. Also a little bit cautious because you really want to make it work this time. So anyway, I keep my fingers crossed for you. Group number 2. I will end your reading here. No tarot today. I just wanted to get some some oracle cards. So anyway, I keep my fingers crossed for you. If you liked the reading, if it was helpful, please let me know in the comment section. Leave, of course, a like and subscribe. And thank you so much for being with me here today. I will see you hopefully at the next reading. Bye. Hi, group number 3. So you chose the meat card, and this is gonna be your reading. So the other cards you've got, I took the liberty of spreading them out to save the time. So we've got number 18, the littlest blessing. We've got astonished, number 40, and on the other side is, bear with me, vulnerable. We have the butterfly and snowdrop with hope. And you got the extra card, the mouse and the buttercup with innocence. And for your archetype card, you have the healer with light attributes. Let me show it to you. Passion to serve to others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. And the shadow attributes, taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. And the last card, 24, electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. So I will start with your first card, and then I will basically ramble around getting information from the other cards. So the first thing I get for you is that you are transforming your mindset, your beliefs about world and about how the world works. And to be honest, I'm being reminded of the saying we have. Perhaps you have the equivalent in your language too, but in Poland we tend to say the fear has a big eyes, which means that if you fear something, if you don't know, of course, especially the things that you don't know are scary. But anyway, if you fear something, you tend to exaggerate it. You tend to make it see or feel more scary than it actually is. And look at those birds. They instinctively may be scared of the big furry monster here, but actually they just realized, especially this one, right? This one is like, hi, how are you? So they slowly, once they stopped panicking, and hiding, like in amok, they decided to face their fear, the monster. They actually saw that it's quite fluffy and it's quite nice, and they can sit on his thorns, and he's quite friendly, right? So I think that's something that's happening, in your life right now. So I guess perhaps you may have been taught, by your family, by the environment, by the people around you. It doesn't have to be, some past teachings, though for many of you perhaps it will be. So you've been taught that some things are scary, that some things shouldn't be done, some there are beliefs about the world that you have that that were bestowed upon you, so to speak. And look, we have literally the same idea of a big a big monster here, enjoying the oh, how is it called? Bear with me. Ladybug. Okay, so it's ladybug. I'm sorry, English is not my first language. So again, we've got this tiny ladybug that was sitting on the flower, and the monster, the monster could eat it. He wouldn't even notice, but it still turns out it's very, very nice and very gentle monster. So some things that you held in your mind as, well, quote unquote bad, right? That's something that you should be scared of, or something that you shouldn't do, maybe. because reasons, whatever it is. I will not go into the details here because it's a general reading. And anyway, what you are transforming right now is your approach to those things. I mean, you are starting to see, some of you are starting, I think most of you are, are at the beginning. Some of you already realized that, but you're starting to see that, what you thought about world is not actually how the world is. And we've got the card with astonished, and to be honest, I think you are more like shocked, because you are at the point where you are starting to question your worldview. You are starting to question what you think about the world, and you are starting to see that these ideas, those ways of looking at the world through the lens that you were looking were actually somebody else's lens, and you are quite shocked that if you just put it away, there is a whole new world appearing in front of you, and this new world is actually very different from what you thought, and you're still looking at the same thing. So we have here, the blank page situation, to be honest, and that's shown by the mouse and the buttercup with innocence, and the butterfly with the hope. So you are literally transforming your belief systems, your thought patterns. And I don't really see, anything, any event, triggering it. It might have been some event for some of you that triggered it, but for many of you, it's just you are just sitting and starting to analyze, why do I feel like that? Why do I think like that? Why do I see the way I see? Right? So you may, I don't know, you may sit in the park at the bench, and you are, observing the people maybe walking by, and you are starting, I don't know, labeling them or something like this, and you're catching yourself, and you're thinking, okay, why did I just think that this person is this and that? Do I really have, the means to say that? I don't really even know that person. I'm sorry if I'm rambling right now. I hope you can understand what I say, because it's quite late in the night and I'm a little bit tired. So I I hope it's my message is clear. So yeah, you are starting to see your thought patterns, your the ways you label things in your life, and you are starting to question yourself. Literally, you're starting to question yourself. Why do I think this? Why do I think that? Why do I see this as a good or bad? And where did it come from? And I lost myself right now. I wanted to say something, but I don't remember what I wanted to say. So anyway, I'm being quite drawn to this healer card, and especially to the failing to care for oneself. I'm sorry, it was some kind of, I guess I have a mosquito in my room. So the failing to care for oneself, and as opposed to, oh my god, I'm sorry, I had to take up the fight with the mosquito. So we've got the failing to care for oneself, as opposed to passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. But I'm not really getting you repairing others. To be honest, it's more about healing yourself, and you are doing it on your own. And that's also shown by the ill spirit, and it says bring your ideas to life. And it's not about just a business idea in your case, it's more about your ideas about life. What's about, what this whole reading is saying, like, you are starting to transform and repairing, your thoughts. You are starting, or you started, of course. You are spotting, you can spot, where your thinking is not ideal. We don't have, bad and good thinking, to be honest. It's, some kind of thoughts are helpful, some of them are not. So it's just that. So you are seeing that, this way of thinking is not actually supportive. It's not helpful. It doesn't make my life better. And I feel like you don't really care anymore that it was, I don't know, your mother, father, uncle, friend who told you this. You are starting to realize that, I'm really grateful for this belief that I had, that someone gave me, but it is not supporting me anymore. So I will remove that, and I will replace it with something else. And that's a beautiful thing to do. And I'm really proud of you that you are basically doing it on your own. Yeah, you have the courage. At some point you gained the courage to challenge yourself, because that's actually what you had to do. If you have some thought or some opinion or some belief already installed within you, your brain will treat it as your own. Of course, it will not really take into consideration the fact that it was something that someone else told you. If you agreed with that, you treat it as yours. So you treat it as it was, yourself who said it, and you have basically challenged yourself. And that's, to be honest, that's one of the hardest things to do. And I get like the image of your spirit team with the pompons, like the cheerleaders going yay, and they are cheering for you. So it's quite intense. Some of you, as I said, are shocked at what stupid thoughts you have and that you have been believing them. But it's quite a very positive reading. I think you have the most like cheerful reading out of the three groups. So anyway, yeah, you are literally transforming yourself. You are literally transforming your mind to be more in tune with you and with your values and with what you believe. So, okay, I will end the rambling here because I will start just repeating myself and cheering you up more. So anyway, I'm so proud of you, group number 3. This was your reading. If you liked it, if it was helpful, please let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for being here with me today. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.